When you see this item, what does it make you feel? Nostalgia? Childhood memories? What about this one? Or maybe this one? If you've been around Growtopia for a long time, you've definitely seen these items before. They're basically ingrained into your mind at this point, and even though they're just pixels, for some reason they give you this unexplainable feeling. Why is that? These days Growtopia is flowing with colorful, highly detailed items, and the devs are pushing out new flashy designs every month. Wings, swords, IoT and pets that you could call slop. But for this video, let's rewind the clock. Let's go back to when Growtopia items were simple, lower quality and obscure. And yet these items had this weird magic that the new items can't replicate. So where does the magic of old Growtopia graphics actually come from? The contrast between modern items and the OG items is drastic. Nowadays it feels like if your set doesn't glow, sparkle or blind half the server, then it's mid. Meanwhile back in the day pros would flex with items that were literally just white pixels with a cool shape. And it worked. They looked exclusive, they stood out and everyone knew, yup, that guy's rich. Take the shoes lightning bolt for example. At one point this was considered prestige of the hand items. If you had that and managed to pair it with focused eyes, you weren't just playing the game anymore. You were the game. People would literally stop and stare. Whole servers would talk about your set. And the design? It was simple, almost cartoonish. But it popped out. There's also like this cartoonish feeling to the old items that, the game doesn't really do that anymore. I think Seth and Hamumu took a lot of inspiration from cartoons. If you look at a lot of the items and the sound effects of the game, when you respawn, it makes the William scream, which is a cartoon sound, I'm pretty sure. Compare that to today, where it's been overshadowed by 500 different glowing sword variations. Same with legendary wings, the once almighty flex, the crown jewel of Growtopia. Nowadays you can get wings that look premium and high quality for very cheap. Don't get me wrong, they look amazing, but they don't carry the same weight. I remember the first time I saw legendary wings. I was just standing around in some world, poor as usual, and this one guy flew across the map. All of the noobs, the beggars, the poor, they were, all stunned. It was like cavemen discovering fire for the first time. That's how rare and amazing it felt. And here's the thing, simplicity is what made old items so memorable. They weren't buried under effects, sparkles or countless different shades of purple. Every item stood out because it was unique. You look at modern IoTMs and a lot of them just blend together. Same golden, purple, mystical color palettes pumped out every month. It's not awful, sets do look cleaner now, sure. But back in the day, you saw someone rocking focused eyes and it was like, oh damn, this guy's a god basically.
Oh, ready? Please don't spam, please don't spam. Okay, ready? 3, 2. Oh. It's finally here. Oh. Finally here.
I'm gonna turn off disable.
Now Ubisoft is just like, here, we have focused eyes, but yellow! Or flaming eyes, but blue. Ubisoft has taken the recolor route with these items. But it's not just the clothing items. Even blocks tell the same story. Look at these OG blocks. Do you recognize them? Did you know you can literally paint blocks with paint buckets now? Yeah, that's the thing. If you've been out of the game for a while, you'd log in and be like, wait, what? Do you mean my dirt can be purple? And listen, more variety is good, I'm not against it. The creativity in today's world is absolutely insane. Like some people just make, stuff that looks like actual art galleries, competing with Mona Lisa, but it doesn't erase the magic of those old simple blocks. There's something about seeing, like a bricks block or something that it wakes up something in your mind, It's like a forgotten memory that, you see the pattern and you think like, huh, that's familiar. It's almost liminal. Unsettling, but comforting at the same time. And that is called nostalgia. You know, I think every one of us still has that first world or one of the first that, you know, has all the signs, the lava blocks, the bricks, everything, you know, just around because you and your friends were trying out new items. And your door ID is probably something like lol. I mean, that's the usual one. Trust me, I know. And you know, when you revisit that world, it feels like you just entered a time capsule. You know, you take a step and dust is flying around. Nobody's been there for years. We all feel it in different ways. It's a golden filter over our memories. The magic wasn't just in the pixels. It was in when we experienced them. Playing Growtopia as a kid, logging on after school, jumping into worlds with friends, discovering secrets, that feeling stuck. So when you see an old block or item now, it instantly tracks you back to those days. For example, if the Happy Joy Black came out today, would the design hit the same way? No, it would be just forgotten. But splicing a door seat and a gay background seat for the first time back then, that was true childhood joy. And this isn't just a Growtopia thing. Minecraft players do the same, you know. Some people use the OG texture pack that you had before they updated the textures of pretty much every block. You know, the old texture packs, you got items like the cobblestones or the nether blocks that look, I mean, they look pretty ugly and disgusting, but you know, nostalgia makes them feel more important, I guess. But Mojang, I'm still mad about the hay. Why did you have to change the textures of the hay? It was perfect! There's another thing too. Authenticity. Those older Growtopia items weren't generated by some AI art prompt. They were made by actual human beings, Seth and Hamumu. And you can feel that personal touch in pixels. With AI creeping into everything, that kind of handcrafted charm might disappear in the future games, which makes the old GT designs feel even more precious. Think about it. Phoenix wings, Golden Angel wings, legendary items. Those weren't just graphics, they were symbols. You saw them, and you instantly knew what they meant. And let's be real, Phoenix wings are still one of the best looking wings in the game, you know. That juicy orange. Iconic. Truth is, these old items became dream items for an entire generation of Growtopians. And that dream doesn't fade. Ask any older player about their first goal item, and their eyes light up. For me, it was focused eyes. And when I finally got them, it wasn't just about pixels. It was about achievement. About finally reaching that goal I set as a kid. The designs themselves reflect that same simplicity. Clean, bold, memorable. Just like childhood. And that's the real magic of old Growtopia graphics. They're symbols of a simpler time in both the game and ourselves. So maybe you should take a nostalgia trip yourself. You can do that by checking out this video right here. It's a good one, please. Give it a try. I'm Venttu and I hope to see you in the next one. Good night.